What's the story with the big yellow here? This is an original color. Everything's an original color of
Yeah,
what it came out of.
right, yeah. It's original color, 67 427 car. Car came out of Kansas. It was originally a race car. It was a drag race car years and years ago. So it was had uh, limited road time on it. Pretty nice car. I talked to the guy that originally restored this car, a little town in Kansas. They when they did the body work on this car, it took him a year to do the body work on the car, and that was they worked on it every day. And if you notice on the car, the fit and the finish and the details is pretty incredible. Car's been judged at Bloomington Gold, I think 4 times. I think I've got 4 judging sheets on it. And we've watched this car over the years and touched up a couple little places on it and stuff over the years. But it has held up really, really well. There's a couple little things we've noticed, some of the shrinkage things that we were talking about earlier. We've noticed on this car because we have rubbed and cleaned and like I said, I've had that car judged myself several times, and I know where all the bad spots are. And you sit there and you'll see a spot come up. Well, that spot really wasn't there 10 years ago, and it's under the paint, so you know it was something that was there before it was painted. And so that's a perfect example of watching the paint weather. And this car's always sat inside. It's just I don't think it's been wet. I've been here about 17 years, 18 years, something like that. And I've driven this car a couple of times when I had it at Bloomington being judged, and the it's never been wet. It's never been rained on. It's always lived just like that since we've had it. Kind of neat to be able to watch the paint move.
No. With like rinseless washes, it's probably better not to be hosing down these old cars with the metal on the inside. Or maybe this isn't necessarily metal, but
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good topic. I mean, I would sometimes I remember when I did some car show stuff years ago, that I would hose a car down lightly and then take a squeegee and squeegee it, and then I'd take a microfiber towel and wipe it, and then I'd polish it, and it would leave the little swirls and I always tried to run my hand in a straight line so you didn't see the little swirls and stuff. And then it seemed like you always had to take and you always had to polish it after you were done to get the little marks and stuff off of it, just wiping it off with a microfiber towel. So
are,
that
are you ready to have your mind blown just a little bit?
go ahead.
We have a ceramic coating now
Hmm.
that is a self-healing ceramic coating. So I have a 41 Chevy Special Deluxe Coupe.
Hmm.
I've had access to ceramic coatings literally the whole 13 years that I've had this
Hmm.
car. Now, I've never put ceramic on it
Hmm.
because every time I go to a cruise or a car show, I'm going to polish it. For what I do in the world, my paint has to look perfect.
Right.
It's my only skill set. So we got this Owner's Pride X self-healing ceramic coating. The idea is it's a resin-based coating, and if you take it out and put it in the sun or you put a little heat gun on it, those little tiny micro marrings that you're talking about will
Yeah.
just kind of go back together. Kind of like how you used to be able to flow some of the old paints together. It does the same thing.
Right.
And so about 9 months ago, I was like, okay, I will try this. I have not polished it since, and it looks fantastic.
That's interesting. That's what we had talked earlier about. You watch the paints evolve, and then and I remember when I was younger, we used the waxes like a Simon eyes or a turtle wax, a liquid turtle wax, and you'd see the paint come off on your rag when you were rubbing it. And then the big thing I remember I used to use a wax, and it was 100% Carnauba, whatever that was, and the new things, it's like I don't know anything about the ceramic finishes, but it's new things come along, and it's one of those things that I probably need to try it and take and prove it to myself. That because there's got to be things. Everything gets better with time. It's like a car used to, you'd put 50,000 miles on a car, you were ready to take and do the valves, run the valves on it, and some of those things, timing chains were wore out and all this. You get a new car, you can take and put a couple 100,000 miles on it, and never change spark plugs in them hardly, and so stuff always gets better. So I'm sure that the finish products are probably the same way.